Blessings. Blessings. Oh, wait. It would help. It would help if we took the little cover off of the little camera. All right, blessings, everyone. I'm so grateful to be here with you tonight. How are you? It's blessings, everyone over here on Instagram, everyone at YouTube. I'm just getting set up. Gonna have a sip of tea. Trader Joe's does a lovely turmeric and ginger tea that I've been loving in the evening. And my dear friend, can follow her, Liz Peregrina, on Instagram. She says to put some ground pepper in the tea there to aid in digestion and assimilation. And I love black pepper. And so I'm going to get down and give that a whirl. In the meantime, I'm so grateful. Thank you all, everyone, for being here and for joining. This is 4D Trinity, nighttime 4D Trinity. I am Tuesday Mae Thomas, and this is, I think, our 5th week now that we've been doing, maybe 4th, maybe 5th, that we've been getting together and sharing these Bija mantras, learning the Bija mantras, the seed sounds for the chakras. Oh, let me go get Chakra Man. Or I should say chakra person. That would help. That would help because it's a good guide. It's a good guide for us all to see. Can we see? We can see. All right. Okay. Blessings. So yes, this is like our 4th or 5th week here now, learning the Bija mantras, learning those divine seed sounds that activate the energy through the portals, through the gateways of the energy body system, and generate the correct conditions for our wellness, for our well-being, for the divine alignment of our energy body, for the divine alignment of the mind, the body, and the emotions to be aligned with spirit. And that's everything that I share here at 4D Trinity, is all about 4th dimensional consciousness, learning how to generate, learning how to activate 4DC, 4th dimensional consciousness, and awaken that frequency within ourselves, awaken that frequency within, and learn how to hold that frequency, learn how to be okay with generating that, learning how to really hold space for ourselves in our higher self suit. You know, just a couple weeks ago on my Thursday morning live stream, I did a show called Drugs, Addiction, and Ascension. And I intended to make the point, though I'm not sure if the point actually got pointed to in the fullest way. But there's this aspect of us being at our fullest voltage, being at our fullest capacity, and our ability to be in resonance with our own root, set point, frequency of us as our higher self, of us activated as our light body. And for whatever reason, right? Our pains, our traumas, our addictions, our habits, our lifestyle, our relationships, our jobs, our stresses, our unhealed parts of self from the past, all of those aspects can seem to distract us and get in the way from us being able to hold our fullest frequency. And this, it seems, is one of those riddles. It's one of those paradigms. It's like that saying about us allowing our fullest light to shine and really being okay with that, really being in allowance of allowing your full power, your full beauty, your full grace, all of your colors of yourself to be in resonance, to be activated, and to be seen in that resonance. Welcome. Thank you for the wave here at Instagram. Blessings. We're talking about being in full resonance and being in your full capacity and allowing yourself to get to know who you are at your full voltage. And that's what we were talking about in that show, Drugs, Addiction, and Ascension, is that so often, well, not so often, but I've worked with a lot of people, and I know for myself as well, we expand, the energy body expands, our awareness expands, our enlightenments become deepened and more saturated in source and God and love and light and more expanded. And then we might hit a wall, right? And then we go through cycles and we keep hitting a wall, and we either stay at that wall or we go through the wall. We learn how to allow ourselves to not believe the wall is real because we put the wall there ourselves. We learn to allow the atoms that make us up to be released to such a degree that we no longer are who we were before. And so there's a new identity that takes place. And this can be really challenging at times, especially if you're really stuck on who you used to be. And so these paradigms of letting go of the memory of who we think we are and who we used to be, and allowing ourselves to grow into that version of ourselves that is unabashed and unapologetic, and again shining in all of your colors. And so linking that in with the chakras, shining with all of your colors, and not being afraid to do so, not being afraid to embody your full voice, your full gift of your body, right? The full gift of all of your gifts, and to share them. And we know this 3D societal, the way that everything is set up at this time is, in most cases, that's not, unless you have a lot of support from your parents or guardians, that is not the place that you might find that in school, right? There's a certain system that is set up in such a way to get us ready for a certain type of life. Blessings and welcome here at Instagram. And so never mind the pain and the traumas and everything that we suffer. And then we get to learn how to heal our lives. And really healing is necessary for ascension. Unless you're completely healed and you have no trauma, no past life stuff, no issues with your parents, no issues with anything. If you're just crystal clean, then blessings, then you're like just that brahmachari, that well, not brahmachari, that bodhisattva. Perhaps you're brahmachari as well, but you're that bodhisattva. You're that Buddha that's here to just be an exemplifier and to help others become enlightened. But for most of us, we've got some stuff to work out. We've got some issues in the tissues, in the tissues of our body, in the cellular memory in our DNA. And until we rewire and reconfigure, right, the body mind cannot unwire itself from who we think we are. And as we forget who we think we are, we become more of who we are. And so, looping this all in with our little talk tonight, that is about just these 3D values of the functions, the very just absolute baseline functions of the chakras. And when we create the correct conditions for those chakras to be enabled, to shine, to activate, all we're doing is we're creating the greater propensity for our light body to breathe 0 point energy in, for us to actually get out of the way, for us to disappear, for the us that we think we are to disappear, and for who we truly are in the 3D, the you that is at peace, that is relaxed, that has the third eye and the heart center vision activated, the vertical ascension vision activated, where you see beyond the veils of illusion, and you see the love in yourself, and you allow yourself, you're enough out of your own way that you allow yourself to live that love, to be that love and embody that love, and to see it in others and to share it in others. And that's quite a thing. Not to just do it once or for 5 minutes or when you're on shrooms at a disco dance, but to like live that in a sober fashion every day. That's heaven on earth. And that's what I preach here is 4D, fourth dimensional consciousness, is living from the heart center, living from the heart center awakened. You have an eyeball in each of your chakras. And the eyeball that we are really working on awakening is the eyeball in your heart, so that you can see within, because everything On the outside is within. But if when you look within and there's a lot of, again, heartache and trauma and pain and just unhealed parts of ourselves, those are your nuggets of gold that you get to work through. You get to work through. That's your divine assignment. And it's through working through those aspects that you become enlightened. Your healing is your ascension. Your healing is your ascension. So let's just talk here now. Some brief set points about the chakras. And I have my little notes. And I'll just show you the chart. This is the chakra person. Make sure that you can see. From the bottom up, we always go from the bottom up for the most part. The root center, the second chakra, the third chakra, the heart, the throat, the third eye, and the crown. And everyone here at YouTube, you see it too. That's our little chakra person that we use. That we use to gauge our perception and alignment of that which is reflected within our energy body. So beginning from the bottom up, from the root, there's this really cool affirmation that goes with each of these chakras as well. And from the root, we have, I belong. I belong. It's a big deal to be in a body, to be on this planet, and to feel that you belong, that you're here. There's so many people I've known over my life that have often said that they don't feel that they belong here. They don't feel that there's a place for them here. They don't feel like they're from here. And how do you feel? Are you from here? Are you a human being? I've met people that don't believe they're a human being. They think they're from Sirius or they're from some other, galaxy. And that's cool. That's fine. Maybe it's a little bit of everything. I know for myself, I feel that I've been here many, many, many times over on this planet, yet I don't feel that this is the place that my first incarnation, like where my first starburst activated. How do you feel? It's so interesting because no matter where you feel or you think that you're from, initially, as your set point of activation as a being through the dimensions, and through time and space, there's a deep sense that the third dimension here is our training ground. It is our playground. It is our school through which we can learn about all of the dimensions. And this, if we learn how to master, as we learn to master ourselves here in the third dimension, then you can master yourself anywhere throughout all time and space and dimensions. We're here now. And so this is the school, this is the place. And so I belong has a lot to do with self-acceptance. When we are depressed, we don't feel that we belong, right? We want to get out. I've known people, and at times I've even, been there, suicidal, when you feel that you're that far out, that you're just like, fuck this place. I'm getting out. I don't want to be here anymore. That kind of thing. This is the root chakra is not activated. The root chakra is closed. There is no connection to the earth, or very little. And the earth energy, we think about the Taurus. We think about the Taurus field, and that is primarily this field that's generated through the heart center activation, through the 0 point, the tiny space in your heart, opening to what is beyond this cosmos and galaxy, and allowing yourself to be fed and nourished by that source energy. And each chakra is a portal to that 0 point energy, but the heart specifically is a very important portal because it is that which links us in love, and which is love is truth. Heart, you can move those letters around, it spells earth. And heart and earth, the earth has a heart, we have a heart, and when our heart is synced up with the earth's heart, right, there's an activation. We are able to be nourished and fed by that earth energy. And that earth energy gives us a certain nourishment of electromagnetic voltage, of grounding, of sustenance, and of divine wisdom. You spend time in nature, in silence, in peace. You don't even have to meditate. You just go into her and hang out, you will get downloads. And even if you're not aware or you're not trying to get downloads from nature, but just being in her presence, there will be an expansion. She is the healer. She's the healer. Yet if that root chakra, blessings, and thank you for coming on Instagram. Thank you for waves, everyone. Right? But if that root chakra is closed, we are not able to allow that earth energy in from the base of the spine. And the base of the spine is where we receive that first initial nourishment from Mother Earth, from that Mother Earth energy. And if we can't take it in from that first chakra down below, from that root chakra, the red chakra, right? Then it's like there's a bathtub plug at the base of our energy lung, which is our crystalline tube that houses the spine and the chakras. And our energy lung, that crystalline tube, cannot breathe in that life force from the base of the spine, cannot breathe in and just take in naturally the life force field energy from the earth. And so that root chakra is vital for us just to be okay with being in a body on this planet. You know, when that root chakra is closed or there's some issues there, it's very difficult to be in a body on this planet. It's very difficult to be in a body when that root chakra is closed. So we have the physical grounding, security on the earth, you know, feeling safe here, feeling that you belong here. When you're like, all right, I know I'm not this body, I know I'm spirit, or whatever your tag is, so to speak, about being here on this planet. But once you are down with being here and you own it, and you know this, then there's a sense of like, I got this, right? Spirit's got my back, especially, yes, when we attune with love, with spirit, with God, with source, with light. Then being here on this planet is like, you feel like you have a cushion, you feel like you have like you feel safe. You know, and I know there's different times and different places all over the world, and we all have different lessons and karmas, and that weird things, funky things happen all the time. There's violence and all that stuff. But for you in your pure path, on a general sense, right? You know, if your intuition tells you to get out or to, you know, move out of wherever danger you might be in, then you get to listen to that and do what you are guided to do. But in a general day-to-day sense, once you're okay, and once you've surrendered to being in a body and being on this planet, you're not thinking fight or flight thoughts constantly. You're not thinking like, how do I survive? I'm fearing for my life. You know, we're not in that survival, having to go out and kill a lion or kill, you know, something to eat the flesh, and then worrying about, you know, how much firewood we're going to have to keep warm over the winter. There's a certain level, you know, where we have a roof over our head, or maybe you're living in your car. I don't know your situation, but where we can at least feel safe. And we feel safe and we feel level of security by succumbing, by surrendering to being in a body and being on this planet. The more that we fight that, the more that we resist that, the more difficult it's going to be to have a sense of grounding, have a sense of purpose here, have a sense of even wanting to be here. Another aspect that speaks to the root chakra. So when you are in that secure mode, when you do feel grounded, there's a sense of fearlessness. When that root chakra is really, really, really on fire and really no blocks in it, you have that full grounding and connection with earth, again, like as if earth has your back. Because you know, if you do spend time in nature, if you do meditate, um, if you meditate, you know, or you have that sense of mystic within you, that when you go into nature and you listen and you're silent, she will tell you things. She will guide you. She will open a way for you where there was no way before. And if you're really paying attention, she will guide you through the darkest night in the darkest woods. There was a time where I was in Australia for several months and walking barefoot way out in the bush for miles in the dark, sometimes without a flashlight and sometimes with a flashlight. And, you know, the natives would tell you how to walk and how to be mindful and this and that. But there were snakes, there were poisonous spiders, there were apparently 400-pound boars, wild boars on the land where we were. We were on acres and acres and acres of land. Um, It was in the year 2000, 20 years ago. This time, 20 years ago, actually, I was out there walking barefoot and playing my guitar and being with a bunch of other beautiful rainbow people in the mountains and in the bush. And you really, oh, you were listening. You were like, let me tune in with Mother Earth, because if I don't pay attention and if I don't listen, something's going to eat me. You know what I mean? But when you lean into her, then she's got you, and it's like, it's an extension of your intuition. So your root chakra, ooh, I like that. Thank you, Spirit. Is an extension of your intuition in that way that we connect with Mother Earth, and the way that then she's allowed to connect back with us. Thank you for the love, and thank you for being here. I'm so grateful, everyone. So let's keep going up to the second chakra, just below the navel. This is the affirmation here is here I am. And we'll come back and we're going to keep working on these chakras for a while. I did get notice from Spirit that in the next couple of weeks, we're going to start to change things up and expand a little more in what we're doing. And this is the beginning of it here tonight with talking about this aspect. So here I am, right? Your second chakra, here I am. This speaks to our creativity, our libido. And libido, okay, and sexual energy. But libido and sexual energy are in one level related. And on one hand, you kind of blur the lines and say the same, but sexual energy is one thing, and libido is another in terms of our vital energy, our get up and go, our ability to feel awakened through that second chakra, through your lower tummy, to be like, I'm getting up. You feel creative. It's your seat of manifestation, of bringing into manifest from that place in that lower tummy, that place where the seeds of all possibilities are to dwell there. And libido is our ability to get out of bed in the morning and to meet the day and to be excited. And I know you don't have to jump up and click your heels necessarily, but it's that where you're like, you got something to do. Your creative mode, your creativity in that second chakra is activated. It's awakened to the point where, you are living a certain life that you would live. You are living the life that you would live. And you're joyful and you're grateful to get up every day. And that's the libido. That's having the energy to get up out of bed and to be like, all right, here we go. I'm going to do my thing, versus this, oh God, dreading having to get up and to go and to do whatever it is that you need to do. Sexual energy as well, though, with the second chakra. If you cannot get turned on by yourself, okay. And I'm not even talking about masturbation. I'm not talking about sex. I'm talking about turned on. And I will tell you, if you are an artist, if you are in access on a way with your second chakra creatively, there's a story about Walt Disney. And this is a little, well, you'll hear it now. There's a story about Walt Disney that he used to draw in the nude, and that he would be so channeling source and so in grace and so turned on that he would get excited when he was creating his art. And I got to tell you, I've been a writer now for many, many years, and I have felt that too. Have you ever felt that, where you're so in source, you're so in flow, you're so channeling that juiciness, and that second chakra is so fired up that you're like, ooh, I feel the fire in the basement. And then it's up to you what you do with it, whether you pour it into your creative work or you take it to your lover or whatever you do, and you share it in whatever way. But there's a certain aspect of that in the second chakra. And not that we have to be frothing with, full sexiness or feeling that way all the time, but where there's an aspect of that we are aware that we are a sexual being. We are aware of our sexuality and that we are embracing it. And that's a big part of that second chakra being activated and awakened. Okay, let's go ahead and move on up. We're going to move on up to the third chakra in the solar plexus. And there's a lot more, but we're just doing a brief 3D sort of a basic down low of like the function, like what's the function? How does this help my 3D reality activate? How does this connect the dots for me? Now, in that third chakra, I am here is the affirmation. And this is our seat of willpower, our personal power, authority, our centeredness, our ability to laugh at life, not take it so seriously, not take ourselves so seriously. Our ability to hold our center through space, time, and dimensions, but beginning here in this 3D, in our power, our ability to not let our energy get out of whack from someone else's energy pushing into ours. It's your ability to stand your ground energetically. Confidence, right? When we are lacking confidence, this third chakra, it's the color here is the beautiful bright yellow, golden yellow. And you can think about the sun, that aspect of the sun, that shining radiant sun. And when that third chakra is fully activated, you are in your center, you are in your power, your personal power. And that is rooted in the true you. That is not the power that is false. That is not the power that you've burned a candle and tried to like get someone else's power or done any stuff like that. It's like you. It's your essential true power. And to feel the radiance. And again, at the very beginning, we were talking about this. If you just joined, you might want to go back later, because we were speaking to, we are getting used to being in our light bodies. We are getting used to what it feels like to be in ascension and to be able to let our energy expand, and learning about the chakras and chanting and doing all these meditations and stuff. This is all about like calibrating the Taurus, calibrating the Merkaba, calibrating the heart center, and bridging mind, body, and emotions with spirit, and getting used to how it feels to being a light body on this earth, getting used to how it feels to bridge those lighter frequencies within the framework of a denser 3D reality. Okay, so your third chakra is vitally important. Now, also, we're going to speak to the second and the third about digestion. Now, you think about it, right? Someone says something or something emotional happens. You might feel it down in your second chakra, but sometimes, I know for me, you get this like funky, weird feeling in your tummy, above your navel, right in your stomach, and you don't feel good. There's like, ooh, or someone energetically, maybe you're off, and your third chakra is open, and someone digs you, energetically, and you're like, fuck, and you feel it energetically, like something has pierced you, something has poked you in that third, in your solar plexus, in your place of power, in your center. And this is the place where we digest not only our food, but our emotions. And so where there is something that gets stuck and we have not yet digested it, we can hold it in that third chakra. And the more issues that we hold in the chakras that are unresolved, the more stagnant the energy becomes. Pardon me one second. And really, these chakras in many traditions are thought of as wheels. And the clearer the energy is allowed to flow through these wheels spin. And they spin and they spin and they spin. And they're portals and gateways that bring in life force energy, that 0 point energy that connect you beyond this world to God, to source, to love, to light. And so if there's a lot of heavy, undigested emotions that we walk with in our stomach, right, in our solar plexus, it's probably going to affect how we digest our food as well. I know for me, growing up as a child, I had a lot of digestive issues. And then when I look back, I think about my past and how I used to overeat and really eat to not feel the pain when I was little of issues that had happened to me in the past. And so unconsciously, as a child, doing that and eating my emotions, but then also having a lot of digestive problems from that and not being aware of that. And so our ability to healthily digest what is thrown at us in life energetically, emotionally, and to have such a clear space in that third chakra and such a centering in your personal power, that wheel is spinning to such a degree that if something gets thrown at you, it just bounces off. You're untouchable. You're untouchable because you're in your power. You're in your power. Okay. Laughter as well with that third chakra, right? Again, I think we said that, being able to laugh at yourself and laugh at life. Thank you, everyone, for the waves here at Instagram. Blessings and welcome. Okay, moving up to the heart center. And traditionally, the way I teach, green and pink are the colors that go with the heart center. And the affirmation is, I am love. I am love. So, right at the center of the chest, unconditional love, peace, forgiveness, understanding, generosity, devotion, acceptance. Now, I'm a student of A Course in Miracles going into 5 years now. And that book, if you've ever been guided to it, I encourage you to dip in and to go for it. It's a life changer. It's a powerful mind training from thinking in fear to thinking in love. And what is the root of all the teachings? There's a whole huge book, and all the teachings really come back to forgiveness. And the forgiveness is that which is releases, we know on a very 3D level, releases us from people, and it releases people from us, and it lets us go. It lets us delink from past situations, people, places, events, and things. And it allows love to then be placed in that space. And then love, the quantum organizer, as I call it, then we give love the right of way to reconfigure those divine connections, to reconfigure and to create the correct conditions for healing to the degree that we're willing and ready to meet healing at with that situation. And forgiveness is a big one because there can be things that you feel are unforgivable. And so you meet it as you're ready to meet it, right? There's no force. Yet forgiveness is what collapses, pardon me, is what dissolves the timelines of the past. It's what gives the right of way to the relinquishing of all the memory that is stored in our cellular body, in our tissues, in the DNA, and of course, the way that we're set up through the grids, through the matrix of collective consciousness. So, the more grievances, the more unforgiveness, the more pain, the more trauma, the more anger, the more stuff that we hold in that heart space. And I know as a young child, there was a point where I had so much hate in my heart, and I've told this story before. I carried so much hate in my heart that, and again, I was unconscious. I was in my teens and I was getting chest pains and I didn't know what it was. And I was like, I'm 18. There's no way I could be getting like a heart attack or something, but it was really freaky. So I went to the doctor. They did an EKG. They couldn't find anything in the physical and the 3D because it was all happening energetically on a deeper level in my heart. I was carrying so much hate with me for so long, but it began to have its physical form. It started to create stress because at that same time, I had been meditating for about 2 years at that point already. And so the light work that I was doing in my body mind vehicle started to meet up with that wall of hate that I had been carrying. Yet I didn't realize all this, right? We go along our path, and little by little, we put the pieces of the puzzle together. And maybe in reflection, then later, we're like, and we really see how it all fits together. So forgiveness gets us off the hook. It releases others. It dissolves timelines and allows us and everyone else to be in the now, to reside in the now. And the now is the nowosphere. The now is the fourth dimension. The now is the Christ consciousness. The now is no timelines. The now is where we have relinquished control and we're allowing a higher love. We're allowing a higher part of ourself that is connected to God, source, love, light, to channel through us to such a degree that, again, that part of us that we think we are in the 3D, but that we're not really, is enough out of the way that we can channel that love, that light, and be guided by it and trust it. Heart center, all about trust as well. Mystic gift of trust, activating your mystic gift of trust. That's all in the heart center. Your ability to trust yourself, to trust your path, to trust the universe, to trust your intuition. That's all in the heart center. That's the bridge. That's the bridge between those lower centers and the higher. And I do want to keep an eye on the time. I don't have my second. We are running. We are running. We better get running. Okay, let's keep going, and I'll just quicken this up, and we will come back. Throat center. Throat center. Looking at my notes here. Blue. I am that. True communication, honesty, knowledge, wisdom, kindness. Kindness activated by word. Our ability to listen as well as to communicate. So the throat chakra, we think often about expression, yet our ability to listen is equally as important as our ability to speak. Truth is our ability to hear truth, right? So thinking about that, the clarity of your communication is so important in activating that throat center. Moving up to the third eye. Soul realization. The affirmation is, I see how I am that. You begin to see yourself in ways that you hadn't before. That's your soul realization, your psychic ability to perceive beyond the world, intuition, and imagination. Again, going beyond the limitations of this world. And we're going to hop up onto the crown chakra. I am one. Union, oneness, wellness, freedom, will, spiritual will, selfless service, and God connection. God connection. Okay, my friends, we're going to keep going here now. We're going to just get right into the meditation. I didn't realize what time it was, so we're going to just hop on in. If you're just joining and you haven't been with us the last 4 weeks, how we do it is I will announce the sound for each chakra. We're going to breathe color in to each energy center, and because we're on the other side of the half hour, we're just going to do two Bijas, blessings and thanks for the love on Instagram. We're going to do 2 Bijas for each chakra, okay? So you just listen to my voice and follow along, but I encourage you to make sound. Let your body activate. You know, when you chant these things, you are setting off the somatics in your body, in your blood, in the crystals, in your blood, in your plasma. You are creating sacred geometry in your body. So let your body make sound. Let it come out. And it doesn't have to be in the same note or key as I am in. You can do it in whatever your body. Let your vehicle be in tone and in key with what it is guided to share for you tonight, okay? Okay, so take a moment and get comfortable. And I'm just going to guide us through. So just get comfy and close the eyes. Let's take a nice deep breath in and out. Really fill up your lungs. You're going to need that space to breathe in and make sound. Take one more. Good. Let's bring awareness down to the base of the spine. The color is red. Now the sound here is lam. L-A-M. Breathe red into the base of the spine to chant lam. Breathing red in. Feel the vibrations in your skull. Breathing red into the base of the spine for lam. Lam. Take a breath in and out. And move your awareness up to the abdomen, just a few inches below the navel, to the second chakra. The color here is a deep, beautiful orange. The sound is VAM, V-A-M, and let that V really vibrate. Breathing orange to the second chakra for VAM, breathing in. Breathing orange to the second chakra for VAM. Take a breath in and out. Move the awareness above the navel and below the rib cage to the solar plexus, your third chakra. Beautiful, bright, golden yellow. The sound here is RAM, R-A-M. Breathing golden yellow into your third chakra for RAM. Breathing in. Breathing golden yellow to that third chakra for RAM. Beautiful Beautiful. Take a breath in and out. Nice deep breath. We're going to move the awareness up to the heart center, center of the chest. 2 colors here, rose pink and emerald green. Maybe one resonates with you more than the other, or you can breathe both. The sound is yam, Y-A-M. Breathing green, breathing pink into the heart for yam. Breathing in. Yam. Breathing green, breathing pink into the heart for yam. Yam. Beautiful. Take a breath in and out. And now we're going to move up to the throat center. The throat chakra, the color is a sky blue or a turquoise blue. And the sound here is ham, H-A-M, ham. Breathing blue into the throat for ham. Ham. Again, breathing blue into the throat for ham. Ham. Take a breath in and out. And move the awareness up the center of the brain, the center of the eyebrows, the center of the forehead, the third eye. The color here is indigo, a deep, deep purple night sky. Now the sound here is a little different. It's a hard K sound, K, followed by S-H-A-M, sham. So it sounds like this. I'll do a little demo for you. Ka, sham. Okay, we're going to do 2. Breathing indigo into the third eye for kasham. Breathing in. Ka, sham. Breathing indigo into the third eye for kasham. Breathing in. Ka, sham. Take a breath in and out. And moving up to the crown chakra, different colors here, all the shades of violet, beautiful, shimmery, translucent violet white, and even gold. The sound here is Om. Breathing gold, violet, white light into the crown for Om. Breathing in. Om. Breathing gold, violet, white light into the crown for Om. Breathing in. Om. Beautiful. Just take a breath in and out here. And we're going to sit for a few minutes in silence and feel into the radiance, the beautiful sacred geometries you've set off in your energy body, and how it connects with those divine sacred geometries within and all around. Feel the expansion of your body as energy. Feel the expansion of your mind as energy, the expansion of your emotional being as energy. And feel all of these expanded parts of you filling with spirit, expanding with spirit. Now we're just going to sit for a few minutes in silence. If you'd like to add on, you can bring the eyes to gaze gently to the third eye behind softly closed eyelids, and maybe the tip of the tongue gently connects to the roof of the mouth. There's a little mound at the top of the palate. Tip of the tongue gently connects there. Otherwise, just soften the eyes, soften the tongue, and relax and breathe. Now gently release the tongue and the eyes if they're activated. Relax them. Take a deep breath in and out, and slowly awaken through the body. Bring your awareness back to the space now, back to the room where you are, and gently awakening. Just feel that expansion of your energy body. Notice if you feel what I like to call yoga high, naturally high, peaceful, expanded, that third eye, expanded, your energy softened, grounded, relaxed, balanced, centered, and aligned. When we get to know ourselves in this peaceful place, this is our true nature. This is our true nature. And learning to be okay, learning to really lean into our true nature, create the correct conditions for it to abide and for us to learn how to be in resonance with that part of ourselves over and over and over again until it just becomes you, and you are that. I'm so grateful you're here. Whether you hopped on at Tuesday or through Tuesday May Thomas, my homepage, or at Grid Mind Science, I'm so grateful for all of the followers there, all the support. And I'm very excited to be presenting a lecture this weekend in Los Angeles at the LAX Hilton at the Conscious Life Expo. It's one of the biggest global gatherings of speakers and authors and visionaries in the realm of spirituality and science. And I'm really excited. It's going to be the first time that I'm going to be doing this on this level. If you are interested in joining, if you're in Los Angeles, there's so many great speakers, and Greg Braden, Nassim Hedamine, Dave Avocado Wolf, James Redfield, Bashar the Channeler. There's just so many people that are going to be there all through the weekend. There's a link down at my profile, at my homepage, and at Grid Mind Science. You can check it out, and that will take you to my page. And from there, you can also explore the other speakers that'll be there. I'll be there all weekend long with a booth. I'm going to be at booth number 453 in the International Ballroom with my grid matrix installation setup. Come and visit me. We'll surf the grid. Grid Mind Science is the science of mastering the matrix with fourth dimensional consciousness. It is the science of self mastery, healing, and ascension. There's no ascension without healing. And we learn to see what we have not seen before. We learn to understand the grid matrix and see what has been invisible together, and learn how to use this system as a means to gain self mastery, as a means to heal our lives and to experience ascension together. Beautiful mission. Keep strong. Oh, thank you, brother. Thanks for hopping on. Blessings, everyone. Thanks for the love and for the waves. I'm so grateful. So very grateful for this dear community. Thank you at YouTube as well. And soon I'm going to be doing this on Facebook, so I'll have all those mediums covered. So blessings, everyone, and we'll see you next week. Stay in touch, and maybe I'll see you at the LAX Hilton this weekend at the Conscious Life Expo. Many blessings and lots of love. Thank you, and namaste. Blessings. Thank you, everyone at YouTube. So much love.